another view from the van with Paul from Magpie 24/7. Driving strong opinions on everything Newcastle United. Magpie 24/7. By fans, for fans.
How's everybody doing? It is Paul with another view from the van, and yeah, I've been making a habit of this. I think, is this the third one this week? But obviously things are coming thick and fast. This weekend, Newcastle in action in the Premier League at St James's Park at 2 o'clock kick-off this Sunday as we entertain Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, 10th placed Arsenal. It's surely, I know I said this against Liverpool, that against Liverpool it was probably our best chance ever to win at Anfield, and we were robbed. But our record against Arsenal is shite, to say the least. I think the last time we scored was a bit ago with Kieran Clark. I know the games. I know that the scoreline probably doesn't suggest they were close, but both games this season in the cup and in the league were close games. And what could have been if Andy Carroll had notched in the cup, who knows? But it gives you confidence going into this weekend. But I think it's something like 2 wins in 28 or something daft like that. We don't generally do well against Arsenal, but I implore the Newcastle players to go and attack the game. Don't be fearful of the name factor. We need to be aggressive. We need to be front foot. We're at St James's Park. We're at our home ground. There is no reason why we should not look to dictate things. Absolutely none whatsoever. This is a shadow of the Arsenal invincible sides. This is a shadow of Premier League winning sides. Take the name away and it is a mid-table team who are pretty much bang out of form. I think there's something like 2 wins in 5. They're not playing great stuff. The keeper is absolutely having a mare at the moment. Yes, they've got good players like Sacco and stuff like that. They have fantastic world-class players who would walk into Newcastle's team. But collectively and cohesively as a unit, it's just not working, and you're looking at the campaign, and the players and the manager alike must be looking at it and thinking, there's no really for us to play. We're not going to get relegated, clearly. We're not going to qualify for European competition, probably by the league where we need to be, and they're not going to get into the Champions League, certainly. So for them, it's all or nothing, really, in the Europa League, and they lost 2-1 against Villarreal in the first leg, but that isn't a bad result for them. Grabbing that away goal, and not only is it not a bad result for them, but it isn't a bad result for Newcastle, because their mind surely must be on the second leg, where they feel with an away goal they've got a fantastic chance of qualifying. You win that, you get back into the big time. So that probably is going to be their focus and what they've got their eyes on. It's also great for Newcastle. They played on Thursday night, as I said, lost 2-1, were 2-0 down, so fantastic really for second half to be able to snatch something. But they've got to finish up there, playing the game on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Newcastle lads, they've got their feet up, they've got the TV switched on, watching these lads, and they've got the train. I think the training in Spain on Friday. Then they're flying back to the UK. So they'll be back in, and then they're travelling back up on Sunday morning, ready for the match, which obviously isn't ideal for them. That is not what you would normally do with an away game, and travelling up on a match day is never ever good, and generally it results in poor performances and stuff like this historically. So Newcastle have to take full advantage of the fact that they are doing things a little bit oddly, shall we say, at the moment, a little bit differently. We've got to try and benefit from them playing on Thursday night. There's going to be sore legs, tired legs, aches, pains, knocks, and I hope they continue in the current form, the current formation. They keep playing with a false 9 a lot of the times. There's lots of grumbles, groans, discontent, people unhappy in the supporter base about what's going on and how they are playing the game at the moment. Like I said, the other games, I think it was 2-0, 3-0, but there were close games and Newcastle were in it. With the added advantage, the added freshness that we've got, the positivity on the team news, I'm going to touch on that in a minute. There's no reason why Newcastle shouldn't be going into it. I think in our previous 5 games at home, I think it's 2 wins, 3 draws. It's the first time this season we can do back-to-back home victories if we get the win against Arsenal after obviously doing the business against West Ham. So there are lots of positives and little signs, and we've been on a decent little run recently. Certainly not losing games, drawing and winning the odd one, and it's taking the pressure off Newcastle surely, because we are at the precipice of Premier League safety. And remember, that was Bruce's remit. That was the remit that was given to him by the powers that be at Newcastle. So we are just virtually there. And if Chelsea can do us a favour today, as I'm recording this on the Saturday, if Chelsea can do us a massive favour and beat Fulham, a point, 3 points, pushes you up to nearly towards the magic 40, and surely Premier League salvation, and then we can just go into these next couple of tough games just with a free swing. You just never ever know what could happen. But yeah, so Newcastle, things are looking pretty decent as of recent, after a run of an absolute total shits. Let's face it. The prior run, the prior football, Bruce Ball, the tactics, the confusion, the formations, the personnel starting games, the substitutions were all wrong. He is seemingly trying to listen to others. There has been a bit of a change recently, as someone just nearly drives into the front of the van. It's a bright red van. How can you not see it? Goodness knows, there's some right clowns about. It's probably one of Mike Ashley's goons trying to take us off the road. But yeah, so, you know, after a pretty terrible run, we've come into a decent little run of form right when we needed it most desperately. All I want is to see the Newcastle team that played against West Ham. You know, the team that, when they started playing, and when we had like the likes of, Wilson on full floor, ASM on full floor against Liverpool, you know, the team of recent where we've actually had a go at teams and we've tried. I think if I can see that the team is trying and they fall a little bit short because of Arsenal's, you know, quality that they've got in certain areas, then you hold your hands up. But I just don't see, with their lack of form and their focus surely being on the Europa League, how the hell are we going to have a better chance to do these lot over? So I'm feeling confident in my head. I'm thinking that we are capable of winning the game. I fancy a sneaky 2-1, something like that. But yeah, that would literally put us on the precipice of safety. Team news is pretty decent. There is a slight concern about Matt Ritchie. He's got a knock, but I mean, come on, Matt Ritchie, a knock. He'd want to play even if he had one leg hanging off. So I can't imagine Matt Ritchie not being in the team. I think it's going to be the same formation with the 5 at the back. No Joe Willock, which is good, and obviously he can't play against his parents' club. And I know he doesn't like the title of super sub, but there's no doubt about it. His goals after coming off the bench have made a huge contribution into Newcastle staying up this season, which I think we will do. We're going to be missing that at the weekend. Hopefully conversations happen between Brucey and Arteta about this lad for next season, because, you know, with loan players, you try not to get attached to them. You try not to have a run-down situation, for example. But this happens time and time again. We get a player, he's fantastic, and then he's snatched away from us, and we're gutted. But it's another Solomon Rondon situation, isn't it? I hope we can do something next season for this lad, because there's no doubt his goals, his appearance, his energy, his you know, in a way, don't give a shit attitude. He doesn't care who he's playing against. It's the same sort of performance all of the time, and I like that. I hate it when coaches and teams, oh well, we're playing against such and such. I don't want you to show respect. I want you to get in the faces. I want you to try and play football. I want you to go out swinging, and if you miss, well, that's the risk. But by not having a go when we were going through that bad patch, that is the frustrating thing, you know. So yeah, let's have a go. Bruce is going to keep the same formation. I expect Richie to be fit despite the knock. Lascelles is out, Hayden is out, Fraser, surprise, is out, injured again. Darlow, he is out, so Gillespie will be on the bench. From Bruce's press conference, he has suggested quite strongly that Callum Wilson will come back in, and you would have to think it's going to be for the Brazilian sideshow Bob, that he will drop out of the bench. Or cue a lot of comments. What you doing with Joe Linton? He's played better, lads, but it's still a long way off a £40 million striker. Let's put it that way, and record signing and stuff like that before I think we get value out of anything. So yeah, Callum Wilson, who absolutely caused Liverpool loads of troubles with his running behind. He looks so quicker than normal. Looks like he's we talk about some players like John Joe Shelby slowing down, but Callum Wilson seemed to be much quicker, which was great to see. It was great to see him back, you know, fully causing Liverpool defence all sorts of problems. Let's face it, he should have scored the goal. Won't go back over it, but we were fucking robbed in that situation. But yeah, Callum Wilson will be back. He will start, and I'm hoping, I expect that he will cause the Arsenal defence all sorts of fucking trouble, as will ASM, the absolute magician. Love that lad, love how he plays, and again, he seems to really thrive on the responsibility being put on him at Newcastle and the weight that has been put on him by Newcastle. He seems to really stand up and appreciate that. The man has got everything. He understands the fans as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing ASM, Wilson. Hopeful that Miggy will have a better game. Hopefully Miggy will be played more through the middle. With Wilson back, it'll most likely be a slight tweak with Callum Wilson playing maybe slightly to the right, Miggy through the centre, ASM starting on the left, but playing basically where he wants to because he's that damn good. And then I can't imagine them making much changes with the you know, the likes of the rest of the team, with your John Joes, etc. It'll all be as it was before. One person who might get on the bench, and I think it's worth noting about that, is Fabian Schär. Played 45 for the reserves. I think it was against Palace. Great to see. When you're talking, what, 10 weeks or something like that for an ACL injury like he had, the man, he's like a machine, and we need to check him. He might be the Terminator, so that might be worth checking out their medical staff at Newcastle, because to fight back from that injury in that time frame is absolutely unfucking believable. It really is. I don't think he's going to start, as much as I am in the Fabian Schär fan club. Potentially a place on the bench, I think is probably the best that he can hope for. hopeful that we will see maybe a Matty Longstaff or somebody else like that on the bench. And for those that are saying, well, it's because he's local, you say, it's not. We need to start learning things towards next season if we're to get ready for next season, to see who is going to be part of the plan, who isn't going to be part of the plan. Just try out new formations, experiment, see what we'll do. There's been question marks about conditioning and shape and weight and all this sort of thing. Let's see him on the park, see if he can actually do it. Give him an audition for the role, because if the answer's Jeff Hendrick, Brucey, what's the fucking question, man? What is the question, honestly? So yeah, we'd like to see Matty maybe back involved on the bench and getting some minutes at least in the game. I thought Sean's come in and he's done decent recently as well. So again, I think Sean keeps his place, and then yeah, it's all about getting the 3 points, hoping that Chelsea do the business today. Newcastle will be rubber stamped A-OK in the Premier League for next time out, and then who knows. I'm not getting in on all this takeover malarkey and shenanigans and stuff like this. I'm really not. But yeah, if there's a chance to get new ownership in ready for next season, then that is brilliant. But we must be a Premier League team to do it. So the job is not done. See it through, lads. This isn't the best Arsenal team that there has ever been. So now has got to surely be the time. Let's take care of matters for ourselves for once, and yeah, start thinking about another Premier League campaign and pushing on and putting what has been an absolute horror and shit show totally behind us, because it has, hasn't it? This season, regardless to what anybody else says, has been terrible. Yes, there's been one or two nice moments, magic moments, goals that we can like and look back on. Relationships built with players the likes of ASM, Wilson, proving that you buy quality, you get the right players in, and you can go places and do things in the Premier League. Anyway, I said my prediction 2-1. Let me know what your prediction is down below. Are you as confident? Do you think it's going to be a win, or will it most likely be a draw or something like that? Or do you think Arsenal will sort of turn their form around a little bit and turn it on? Yeah, let me know what you think about that down below. Like I say, I'm confident that we'll get the 3 points. I really, really am. And if not, I'm not going to be a happy bunny when it comes to the Magpie 24/7 podcast, which will be out later that same day after the Arsenal game. Anyway, take care. Keep it tuned. I'll speak to you later.